Hey everybody, here are my top 5 verses for difficulty. All of us are going to face some difficulties in our lives, and how we view that and how we stick close to God during those times of difficulty are really going to be what shapes us in our life on this planet Earth. So, here we go. Number 1, 1 Peter 5:10. In his kindness, God called you to share in his eternal glory by means of Jesus Christ. So after you've suffered a little while, he will restore, support, and strengthen you, and he will place you on a firm foundation. All of us are going to experience some challenges which wear us down both physically and emotionally. But God wants to strengthen you and support you so you can continue on with your mission on earth. Even though it's hard and tiring, don't get distracted because every day God can strengthen you and support you because he loves you and cares about you so much. Verse number 2, Romans 12:14. Bless those who persecute you. Don't curse them. Pray that God will bless them. And this one is super hard because all we want to do is fight back and get against them. Well, the truth is the spiritual evil behind the people is the real problem. So, the best thing that we can do is pray that they will become a Christian and see God's glory in the situation. So, pray for those who hurt you because you want, in the end, them to be part of God's kingdom so everybody on earth can celebrate God's goodness together. The real enemy is the spiritual evil behind the people, even though people do things intentionally to hurt you and me. Verse number 3, Romans 5:3 through 4. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. Now, the one thing that bothers probably everybody on this planet is that in order to get stronger, you have to go through challenges. And that's just how our life works. So even though we don't like to go through challenges, even though we hate having to suffer and have pain in our lives, God will use these things in order to build us and make us stronger and better than we ever were before. So, as we continue to grow and deepen our faith in God through these challenges, we actually develop a better relationship with him. So it's up to us to determine how we actually want to interact with God while we go through our trials and difficulties. Verse number 4, Luke 6:22 to 23. What blessings await you when people hate you and exclude you and mock you and curse you as evil because you follow the Son of Man. When that happens, be happy. Yes, leap for joy, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, their ancestors treated the ancient prophets that same way. People are always going to slander and gossip and say nasty things about you and me because that's how our world works. So, even though it's difficult and challenging, don't let that get to your head. Jesus was crucified on the cross and he was Jesus, right? So that means that no matter who you are or what you're doing, there's always going to be haters. But just as they sacrificed Jesus on the cross, we should be joyful because God is still moving and doing something in our lives. And the last one, Ezra 3:3. Even though the people were afraid of the local residents, they rebuilt the altar of its old site. Then they began to sacrifice burnt offerings on the altar to the Lord each morning and evening. Even though those people experienced such difficulty and fear, they still followed God. Now, for you and for me, it may be challenging and difficult to honor God in the situation we are right now, but we still have to honor God. It is our moral and our civic duty to be the best followers of God that we can. And it's not easy, it is hard, but God will see it and reward your difficult decisions and your following behavior. So, let's push through our time of difficulty and honor God.